You're watching News 19 Saturday morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Janae Frazier. 40 people are displaced after an apartment fire that broke out overnight at the Paces Run apartment complex. It's now under control, according to the Columbia Fire Department. It broke out sometime in the early morning hours. Columbia Fire says that there were no injuries, but more than 20 apartments were scorched by the blaze, with a dozen of them being a complete loss. And Columbia police say a USC student's courage kept her from being sexually assaulted. It happened early Thursday morning at an apartment on the edge of the USC campus. Police say two men broke into one of the apartments and were stealing electronics. A 22-year-old USC student heard noises and got up to see what was happening and found the men. Police say 26-year-old Perry Edmonds Jr. then attacked the woman and tried to sexually assault her.
This guy was very aggressive. He was brutally assaulting her, and she did everything she could to survive until police got there. She fought him until we got on scene.
Police found Edmonds still in the apartment. He's been charged with burglary, grand larceny, kidnapping, and assault with intent to commit criminal sexual conduct. USC police arrested Demetrius McLemore down the street with the stolen items. And an upstate man has been arrested following an immigration scam. Greenville police say 53-year-old Michael Ruiz took more than $70,000 from victims by pretending to be an immigration officer who could help them with their legal status. He's facing several charges, including trafficking and impersonating an officer. Ruiz is being held at the Greenville County Jail with no bond.
Now, the Midland's most accurate forecast with meteorologist Daniel Bonds.
Well, good Saturday morning to you. It will start off very cold this morning. Temperatures dropped into the upper 20s and low 30s across the Midlands. 29 degrees in the capital city, 29 degrees in Sumter as well. 33 degrees in Orangeburg, but it was a little bit colder up towards Rock Hill. They dropped all the way down to 24 degrees. Once again tonight, we do have a freeze warning in effect that begins at midnight and lasts until 9 o'clock Sunday morning. That includes all of the Midlands, so you'll go ahead and protect those tender plants once again, as we do expect temperatures to fall at or below freezing overnight. Temperatures have warmed up a little bit so far this morning. Right now we're at 51 degrees in the capital city, 48 degrees in Sumter, 50 degrees in Orangeburg. Still a little bit cooler towards the northwestern portions of the state. 46 degrees in Rock Hill, 47 degrees Greenville, Greenwood, and over into Anderson. Our satellite radar composite confirms the clear skies we saw overnight. If we put our forecast into motion, or satellite radar composite in motion, you can see clear skies across the area right now, and that's what we're enjoying, and that's what we're expecting to enjoy for the rest of today. We will put that forecast into motion for you now. Pick things up at 11:30. Not much to show you. A lot of sunshine all across the area, even as we head into Sunday. Maybe just a few more high thin clouds Sunday afternoon. Going into Monday, we'll see partly cloudy conditions, and that'll lead to maybe a chance for rain by Tuesday. As far as high temperatures are concerned today, we're looking for highs generally in the upper 50s and low 60s, a little bit below what we normally would expect for this time of the year. 59 degrees Camden, 58 degrees in Bishopville, 58 degrees in Newberry and Saluda. Typically, we'd expect a high of about 65 degrees. As far as lows are concerned tonight, generally upper 20s, low 30s, 32 degrees Columbia, Manning, Orangeburg, 31 degrees St. Matthews, Sumter. We've got 30 degrees Bishopville, Newberry, and over to Saluda. This is what we're expecting for the next 7 days. 65 degrees on Sunday. As we mentioned, we will see that opportunity for a freeze tomorrow morning. Warming back up, though, into the mid-60s by Sunday afternoon. And then looking ahead towards Monday, 42 degrees our morning low, 72 degrees our high. So temperatures start warming right back up, and then we will see that opportunity for a couple of showers on Tuesday, 75 degrees our high. Once this system moves out of the area, we start to dry up, and temperatures will be pretty pleasant heading into Wednesday and to Thursday. Looking for high temperatures generally in the lower 70s Wednesday and into Thursday. And then looking ahead towards the end of the work week, 45 degrees Friday morning, but warming up to around 76 degrees Friday afternoon. But in the short term, we're expecting a lot of sunshine today. High temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. But keep in mind, we do have that freeze warning in effect for tonight, beginning at midnight, lasting until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Janae?
Thanks so much, Daniel. The SEC Women's Tournament is being held in Greenville. The Gamecocks are looking to add an SEC tournament win to their regular season SEC title. Here's News 19's Joe Cook and Kayla Bennett.
Good morning, South Carolina. Joe Cook here with the one and only Kayla Bennett joining me in Greenville for some SEC tournament coverage. The Gamecocks, they played yesterday in their opening game against Georgia, and they got a big win. Big as in winning by a big margin. Some things that kind of stuck out from this game. Asia Wilson, 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 blocks, but she also got some help. Alicia Gray added 17 points. She made a couple triples. And Danya Kleine, the sophomore, career high 11 points off the bench for USC. They win 72-48 over Georgia. Huge win because they were without Elena Coates, still dealing with that ankle injury. They hope to have her tonight for the semifinal when they go up against Kentucky. But here's what the head coach had to say after getting that quarterfinal victory.
Well, I thought we did a really good job, especially in the first half, just being ready to go. I thought, by us having played Georgia 2 other times, we had their tendencies down pat, and we wanted to make sure we take, what they wanted to do, first or second away, and then have them rely on just playing off of a broken play. So I thought we were keened in on the game plan, executed it from a defensive standpoint, and played to the pace that we needed to play to get the win.
Not only did the Gamecocks win their quarterfinal game, but there was a proud dad in the stands as well. We talked to Asia Wilson's father, Mr. Roscoe, and how proud he is of the star Gamecock. Most fans and analysts are in love with Asia Wilson's skills, size, and leadership on the court. But the father of the 2-time SEC Player of the Year is more impressed with her intelligence.
I texted her yesterday and I said, Asia, it looks like you're starting to figure some things out and put things in place. You always want to see your daughter or any player figure out the game, from an IQ perspective. So she seemed to have done that. I'm very proud of her of that. I mean, that more than all the other accomplishments, because that's sort of a result of thinking things through and moving through it, evaluating herself, assessing herself. Those things mean more to me than all the accolades, because the fact that those can take her further in life than other things.
Roscoe admits he has pre-game jitters.
But I'm just nervous for my daughter every time she goes out there, because I want her to do well, and I want to. You want to help her, but all you can do is cheer.
Roscoe drilled Asia a lot when she was younger, and all that training has paid off for the Naismith Trophy semifinalist.
We had a goal. We set a goal. We said we want to be a good player. Let's make you the best player. So we're starting to see that come to fruition now. And I'm just happy. I'm elated. Totally elated about that.
So the Gamecocks win the quarterfinal. They're on to the semis, but there's a lot going on here in Greenville. Seems like the SEC tournament is affecting things on and off the court. Kayla, what did you find out here in the great city of Greenville?
Well, obviously, this is the first time in 12 years that the SEC women's basketball tournament is here in Greenville, and the locals are really embracing it. You could tell there was a ton of excitement in the air by both the teams, their fans, and even the locals. I talked to some business owners and locals, and they say there are a lot of foot traffic this past week. They say they do start to get busy with tourists in March and April because that's when the weather starts to get warmer, but it is early this year because of the tournament. One hotel told me that they've been booked solid for 6 months leading up to this week, and a restaurant manager says they added extra staff during the day to accommodate the flow of patrons. There are players, families, and fans from 14 teams here in Greenville this week, and that means a lot of dollars are being spent at local businesses, and there's quite a bit to do here in Greenville. There are boutiques, restaurants, cafes, the Greenville Zoo, and Falls Park. And locals say this city is up and coming, and it's nice to finally showcase it off to people from across the country.
I mean, so much going on here that we are proud to show that to people who haven't been here before. At the same time, I think everybody who comes here will have a wonderful experience just because it's a very unique and fantastic town.
I think it's really helping, making a great impact on a very growing city because we're booming leaps and bounds right now.
Obviously, the SEC women's basketball tournament wraps up on Sunday, but then in a few weeks, there is the NCAA first round of the men's tournament, and that is being held right here in Greenville. So the locals are really embracing this busy month here.
They really are. A lot going on here in Greenville, including the SEC women's tournament. Gamecocks in action tonight at 5 o'clock against Kentucky in the semifinals. Hopefully, we'll see Elena Coates, but we'll have more on that coming up later tonight. For Kayla Bennett, I'm Joe Cook reporting Reporting from Greenville, South Carolina, News 19 WLTX.
Thanks so much. The South Carolina State University Foundation held their 26th annual Scholarship Gala last night, honoring several notable South Carolina natives. However, the honoring of Senator Tim Scott had several alumni protesting the event. Many took to Facebook to express concern for the Republican senator's conservative views and expressed concern for his recent vote of Education Secretary Betsy DeVos. The foundation is separate from the university and does not take a side with any political view, but the chair of the gala says Senator Scott is deserving of the honor.
He is the first Southern African American U.S. senator since the 1800s. That is an amazing accomplishment and feat. And his accomplishment has blazed new trails for other African Americans who seek a federal position.
Now, the gala raised $250,000 in scholarships last year, and Mosley says that's the focus of the gala. A former reporter allegedly trying to harass his ex-girlfriend has been tied to 8 of the recent bomb threats targeting Jewish community centers. Jerica Duncan has the story.
31-year-old Juan Thompson was arraigned Friday afternoon in St. Louis for allegedly making at least 8 bomb threats to Jewish community centers nationwide. Authorities say that Thompson began making the bomb threats in January. NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism John Miller says his department helped the FBI catch Thompson.
No matter how you shield your cowardice as you make these threats from behind whatever technical curtain you use, we will shine a light in whatever direction we have to.
Law enforcement officials believe Thompson wasn't motivated by anti-Semitism, but sought revenge through a campaign of harassment against an ex-girlfriend who dumped him. Ian D'Amelia was Thompson's college roommate.
He was charismatic, ambitious, funny, and at the same time, bizarre. Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't make any sense.
Investigators have charged Thompson with 1 count of cyberstalking. According to this criminal complaint, Thompson sent threatening emails to Jewish groups in his girlfriend's name. Last month, New York's Anti-Defamation League received a message saying his girlfriend is behind the bomb threats against Jews. She lives in NYC and is making more bomb threats tomorrow. Authorities don't believe Thompson is responsible for the other nearly 100 bomb threats and consider him a copycat. Orrin Siegel is director of the Anti-Defamation League.
You know, while we are in unprecedented times in terms of anti-Semitism, I think this moment won't be only remembered for the bomb threats, the harassment, and the vandalism. It'll be remembered for the way people stood up to it.
A U.S. law enforcement official tells CBS News the threatening phone calls to JCCs and similar Jewish centers appear to be coordinated. Jerica Duncan, New York.
Happening today, there's a car wash fundraiser for the puppy that was hogtied and thrown from a vehicle a few weeks ago. The puppy, who is named Olivia, was found hogtied in a plastic bag on Hunt Club Road in Columbia. The Elliott Animal Rescue and Relief is now caring for her, but she is dealing with lacerations, parasites, and an infection. They're having a car wash at the AutoZone in Irmo on Broad River Road. Funds will go to help with Olivia's medical care and case expenses. They will also be collecting supply donations like puppy pads, paper towels, Purell, gift cards to animal supply stores, Walmart gift cards, and fuel cards for other animal cruelty cases. The car wash is from now until 2. And over at the State House Fairgrounds today, there will be the Craftsman's Arts and Crafts Festival. The event will feature crafts from across the country and will run through Monday. Here, you can catch some of the state's most unique pottery, jewelry, and glass. This is the 33rd year that the fair has been in the Midlands. Tickets will be $8 for adults and only $1 for kids 12 and under. And today, over at Dutch Fork Elementary School, the Omega Psi Phi fraternity is holding its first ever Black History Bowl. The event will be a quiz bowl focused on Black history. It began at 9 this morning, and it brought teams from across Columbia. The competition features kids in grades 9 through 12 from high schools, churches, and community groups. The grand prize will be a $100 cash prize, and they will move on to represent Columbia at the state competition next month. Mentoring to students not only helps with their grades, but it also has a positive influence on a student's attendance and attitudes towards school. News 19's Chuck Ringwald introduces us to two students who are making a huge difference.
She's really fun and nice, and I just love her.
Lola Hazelden's face lights up when she sees her big buddy, Aubrey Suber. Once a week, the two give up their recess to spend time with one another.
She helps me focus, and she helps me learn a lot.
It makes me more of a responsible person to help out other people younger than me.
They practice flashcards, read books, and play games. Each year, fifth graders like Aubrey become big buddy leaders to students in kindergarten and first and second grade like Lola. School counselor Sherry Swindler says the program started after two students in different grades asked if they could play together.
The fifth grader would say, when can I come back to your office to play another game or spend time with the kindergartner? The kindergartner also asked, can we invite the big kid to come back and play a game with us? And I thought, we've got a gold mine right here.
And it's been going strong for the last 19 years, focusing on kindness, trustworthiness, and helping and accepting one another.
There's just something special about having the big kid to come and pay attention to you, to come and play a game, help you with your math facts, help you with your vocabulary words. There's just something really special about that.
But the young students aren't the only ones benefiting.
To know that I've helped somebody do something, it's really heartwarming.
Aubrey set such a good example that now Lola wants to become a big buddy.
I want to help other people to do math and stuff.
In Little Mountain, Chuck Ringwald, News 19, WLTX.
To learn more about the Big Buddies program, head on over to our website, WLTX.com. Well, if your weekend plans involve fire, you're going to want to reconsider. The State Forestry Commission has issued a statewide red flag fire alert. More on the alert and a look at your forecast on the other side of the break.